Hello, hello. Welcome to the encounter. This is week 7. I can't believe we've been doing this for 7 weeks now. And today's meeting is called When the War Ends, Something Begins. When the war ends. And we've talked about the body war, we've talked about the mind war, we've talked about these places, right, where our body is in constant working and striving. And so when the war ends, something begins. And we're going to talk about that. So, welcome back to the encounter. And if this is your first time, if you're watching the recordings, I know some people aren't able to be here live, but you watch the recording, just know that this isn't just a meeting, it's something different, and you are here at the perfect time. You're here exactly when you should be, where you should be. This is for you. I know it is. And before I say anything else, I want to ask you something. And it's the same question I've been asking since week 1. You probably already know what it is, but just right now, could you allow yourself to be exactly as you are right now? It's just the most important question of my life. I ask it to myself all the time. Could you allow yourself to be exactly as you are right now, right here? And not who you're trying to be, not who you think you should be now, not the version of you that's got it together, just you right now as you are. Could you allow yourself to be exactly that? And as you sit in that question today, let's just step into a moment, a somatic exercise like I always do. And I want you to just right now feel the ground under you, or the chair, or the bed. Whatever's holding you right now, it's got you. We got people still just snuggled up in their bed. We got Pastor Becky out by the pool. We got Dad out in the trees, it looks like. So I'm just saying, right now, here we are. Feel the ground. Feel the chair. Feel the bed. Whatever's holding you, you're safe. And I want you to actually feel that for a second. Not just hear it, feel it. Press your feet into the floor or the ground if you can. Or feel the weight of your body in that chair. And notice that you didn't have to do anything to be held right now. You just are. You're held. You're supported. The ground didn't ask you to earn it. The chair didn't require anything from you. It's just holding you, right? You guys feel that? Because that's what it does. That's actually what love does too. But we'll get there. So for right now, just notice. Notice you are somewhere. You are held. You are here. And that's enough to start. So just take a breath and receive as we awaken what has been sleeping. Just take that breath. So as I always say, that moment of noticing the chair, of noticing the ground, is where we deeply connect to who we are. And it causes your nervous system, it says, nervous system, you don't actually have to fight right now. You don't have to keep me safe. Because otherwise our nervous system is scanning constantly, right, to keep you safe. So we're just letting it know, hey, you're held. You didn't do anything to earn your place here. Just be here, right? Isn't that amazing? So we're kind of laying a foundation, what we've been building, where we've been together. Yeah, this is our 7th week. And every single week we've been coming back to the same place. Not because we forget, but because this is home base. And the more you return to it, the more it becomes yours. So let me just remind us of a few things that we've established together. And I'm reminding your body, I'm reminding your mind, I'm reminding your circumstances. Maybe you had a moment recently where you got it wrong. Where you looked at what you did or what you didn't do and that voice came back. The one that always says, you're not good enough, or not yet, try harder. Maybe you snapped at somebody you loved this week. A kid, a partner, a friend. And the second it came out of your mouth, you were like, oh, you felt that drop in your stomach, right? And the voice showed up right behind it. See, that's who you really are. You always do this, right? And into that moment, we said something the very first week. You are already loved. Not when you get it right, not when you figure it out. Already, right now, you're already loved. That is huge. Love isn't coming to you. It's not coming because you earned it. It's already inside of you. Even in the moments when you get it wrong, especially in that moment when you feel like you got it wrong. Maybe you've had a moment where something failed. Anybody had anything that's felt like a failure? Maybe a relationship or a friendship or a plan. This plan that you had, and it was like crumbled. Maybe something you believed in that kind of didn't pan out. Maybe a failure in the way that made you feel like love failed too. Like it maybe got tired of, come on, I'm trying to love you and you're not loving me back. And maybe it didn't feel like it worked out, or the job didn't come through, or the conversation didn't go like you hoped it would. But the thing that you were believing for just didn't happen. And so when things fall apart, there tends to be this quiet fear underneath it all that says, maybe love is falling apart too. Maybe it's running out of patience. I remember as a kid, I would be like, oh my gosh, how many times am I going to have to ask God for forgiveness for the same thing? It's because I didn't know who he was for me. I didn't know this unconditional love, like know it. But we keep establishing that love doesn't fail, even if you ever feel like you do. When everything else does, when everything else around you is going, this is not working. I mean, I had a moment this week where I was like, okay, I know I'm going on this path, and this voice was trying to tell me it's not working. And the fact is I know that unconditional love never fails whatsoever. Love isn't holding its breath waiting to see if you mess up. No, it doesn't work that way. Nope. And maybe, just maybe, you had a moment where you had to produce something or perform something or prove something just to feel like you belonged in a room. Maybe that looked like grinding or hustling. There's nothing wrong with that. You can feel like you're doing everything right, showing up, checking all the boxes, holding it all together, and sometimes not feel quite enough. And if you don't feel this way, I promise you, somebody you know does. Somebody you know has experienced all those things that I just listed. And they feel like they're just one thing away from actually deserving to be here. Right? And we talked about, gosh, I think in week 3, you are worthy. Not because of what we produce or perform. Just because you exist. Your existence warrants worthiness. What? Why? Because that's how God made you. Just because you exist. Worthiness was never something you had to earn. Feel that. Hot tea. It's my favorite. Bengal spice. Ooh, if you haven't tried it, you should. It's good. And underneath all of it, every week, we're sitting with this one question. Can I accept myself exactly? I mean, exactly as I am right now. Body, mind, spirit, all of it. Could I accept myself exactly as I am? And some of you told me that question was hard. I believe you. It's supposed to be hard, right? Because most of us have spent years, decades, answering it with a no. No, not yet. No, not until I'm fully healed. No, not until my finances get together. No, not until I have the relationship that I desire. No, not until all this chaos around me stops. But I know something's been shifting. I've heard it from you guys. Slowly, week by week, the answer is starting to change. And that turn, like when the war ends, like when the body war ends, when that fight and flight ends, when we recognize that we were created for this love that can't fail, then I know you're feeling maybe it's peace, maybe it's like a lightness. It's just a little less heaviness than what you used to carry. And that's real. That's real, y'all. It's not wishful thinking. It's not what happens when love starts finally getting through. No, it's here when it's these moments when I need you to hear we're not building for the good days. The good days don't need a foundation. When everything feels right, you don't need something to stand on. It's the hard days. The days when nothing feels true. When the old voices come back loud. When life kind of hits you sideways. That's what we've been building that matters. That's what we're doing here. Every week, we are laying something in. We're making establishments. Not just ideas you heard once. Foundations you can stand on when the ground shakes. We started with, we were always loved. We've always been loved. And I think it was love can't fail. Then we talked about you are worthy. I don't remember them all, but we've been intentionally stacking these core beliefs of who you've always been. This is identity work, full on. And this is when I know, like when it feels hard, it can feel like, oh my gosh, I was rocking it last week. What happened? What happened? Did the favor leave? No. It doesn't work that way, right? It does not work that way. So here's what I know about you. The war you've been fighting, the one with yourself, that war has cost you something. Because when you're at war with yourself, everything goes to the fight. Your energy, your attention, your creativity, your capacity to love every people kind of gets conscripted into the battle. It gets sucked into survival mode. And your body experiences that war. A war that we were never designed to live in or ever fight. And the fact is, it's exhausting. It's your body feels it when we live there. It feels tired. It's not lazy tired, it's war tired, and there's a difference. But y'all, something happens when the war starts to wind down. It's called peace that passes all understanding. When you stop spending everything on fighting yourself. And I go back to that question that we started with. Can I accept myself exactly as I am? I love somebody told me this week, they're like, I yelled at you when I heard you ask that question. I was like, no, I don't want to accept me as I am. And then as the weeks progressed, it began to kind of sink in. Because y'all, listen to hear this. When acceptance starts to become real, something shows up. And what opens is not nothing. What opens is possibility. I've called it before, you've heard me say this, the realm of possibility. It's creativity. It's the capacity to actually build something beyond the survival mode, right? Because when that war ends, something begins. Acceptance isn't just about the destination. You know how sometimes it feels like, oh my gosh, when I finally get to this level or this place of understanding or this feeling, everything will be good. Y'all, no, we live in a win-win situation right this minute, ahora, right now. Acceptance isn't about a destination that we're waiting to get to. It's the door. So me asking you, could you accept yourself exactly as you are, is the portal. It's the door. On the other side of that door is a version of you that's not just surviving. It's creative. It's moving. It's in the flow. It is full. It is missing nothing. It is not broken. Love is generative. Not a good word. Does that feel just yummy today? Love is generative. And so I want to talk about creativity for a second. I don't just mean art. I mean the capacity to make something comes out of us accepting us as we are, to solve something. Solutions come in that place where even in the midst of the chaos, I choose to say, okay, I can say yes, how I feel. I can accept myself exactly as I am. I'm talking capacity increases. The ability to imagine something that doesn't exist yet and then help it to come into being. It's an amazing thing. That's what love does. Love is generative. It moves. It creates. So think about it. When love feels blocked, when it can't get through because you've got a war happening inside, it can't go anywhere. It's stuck. Everything feels stuck. But when love flows, when the nervous system finally gets the signal that I'm safe, I can quit scanning, that you can stop looking for a threat, that you're not the enemy, it starts to move forward. Again, our nervous system has one job. Well, two. One, to keep us alive. Two, to keep you safe. And it's very, very good at its job. Don't be mad at your nervous system. It's just doing its job. It's just paying attention. It actually listens to what you believe. It pays attention to the war that you might be having on the inside. So the nervous system thinks the threat is you. So it never gets to rest. It never gets to just say, okay, we're good. We're home. Right? That's what acceptance does. It tells your nervous system, you can stop now. You're safe. You're home. And listen, when love knows it's home, it starts to create. You are a creative, a wildly creative being. So I wanted to tell you guys something, tell you about a little something that I have been creating. I'm actually going to show you, if you haven't seen, kind of how creation works with me. So in the midst of, over the last few weeks where I was really, I was definitely had to remind myself not to be in the war, right? I was striving. I was really trying to go into fix-it mode, yeah? And so the more and more I would just be like, no, like I'm at peace. I'm at peace. Something came around. Dad's the only person that's really heard about this. But it's something I've been creating, and it's called the expression. So we have Stop the Body War. You have, many of you walked through Stop the Body War. We're showing up here for Encounter. You've been listening to the conversations around love, safety, acceptance, and what becomes possible when we stop fighting. And so this has been growing in me over the last several weeks. And I've noticed something. People have powerful moments. They have breakthroughs. They start to see things differently. But the question I keep hearing is, okay, what now? And I don't know how to feel this love that I have for me. What now? How do I actually live this? How do I take what I'm hearing and bring it into my everyday life? Because I just need you to know. I'm not just propping myself up and being like, I got this down perfect. I'm telling you, I live every word that I'm speaking. Dad knows. Like, there are moments when I'm like tears coming down my face, and I will feel the chair, I'll feel the sofa, I'll feel my feet on the ground, and let my body and my nervous system know you're supported. And in the midst of that, as I step into that place, I choose love. I accept this moment. I choose something beyond what I can comprehend right now. I'm telling you, creation happens. So, expression was born. You're like, oh my gosh, we have encounter, now we have expression. Yeah, I know you wanted to know what that is. Well, how do I actually live this? So, I've been working on a new book called A Place to Be Human. It's so cool. But the first iteration of A Place to Be Human is going to be a creative journal experience, an interactive journal experience that I'm so excited. I'm just going to give you a little hint. So some of you have seen the journals that I create, the artwork, drawings, reflections, and the way creativity has always been part of my process. Well, over the last few months, I've realized that that work is not separate from writing a book. And I've always had an issue. I'm like, just a bunch of words. Like, do people read books anymore? And I know they do. And I do all the time. But there's another way of interacting with it and another way of kind of slowing down long enough to hear yourself. And so another way of exploring what is true. So for the first time, I'm bringing those worlds together. And on Sunday, June 21st, I'm going to be leading the very first expression experience. It'll be Sunday in the afternoon, and it's a 90-minute built around this one question: could you accept yourself exactly as you are? Not after your finances are in order, not after you lose the weight, not after you heal, not after you fix everything, not after you become someone else, right now, exactly as you are. And so together we'll explore that question through guided reflection, through practical nervous system exercises, through creativity, through journaling. So you will end up with a blueprint, a tangible blueprint. You'll get some downloads that you'll be able to, PDFs that you can download. You can participate, but I'm just going to show you. So my new book, A Place to Be Human, is going to be an interactive journal and coloring book. How fun does that sound? So I don't know if you guys have seen. So this is how I journal. Okay. So I journal by not writing in straight lines. I journal by coloring, because guess what coloring does and drawing does? It absolutely causes your nervous system to go, because it's hard to do something else when you're focused on this. And I never realized what I was doing. I didn't do that intentionally. I just thought I loved to draw. But anytime I would get a little stressed or something, I would pick up my journal and start drawing. So as I looked at this beautiful, people that come over, they're like, I want one of those. So that will come. But like, for example, here's one that says, I choose to stop playing the game. I choose to stop playing the game of limitation. That's my journal that day. That's all I wrote. And then I colored it, and I just lived in that. Just lived in it. And so this is, I'm telling you, I wanted to show you what I'm talking about, not just tell you that creativity comes when we will stop the body war. I'm just telling you it works. It did it for me. So I'm creating, here's one of my coloring book pages that will be in this book. And as you can see, there's writing all through there. It says, oh, can I even read it? Could I believe that I am perfect right now? That life is beautiful? And again, it's just written, it's just in this fun area. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do this. We're going to have this fun, beautiful interaction. I'm going to show you one more. This will be one of the pages of the coloring book. Wouldn't you want to color this? Doesn't that sound fun? So let me tell you what it says. You don't realize you still have boxes until they start exploding all around you. Then you laugh and get really excited. Right? So this is Erin's style, and I'm really excited about it. It's going to be really cool. But I wanted to create an event. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We might do this regularly. And anyways, you'll leave with something tangible that you've created yourself, something you can return. I'm going to give you PDFs and kind of show you how to do it. It's going to be really cool. It's not another teaching. It's an opportunity to interact with the message in a much more personal way. And I'm just really excited about it. Expression, right? We're kind of going back to our roots. Creative Kingdom Expression is where this whole thing started, where Seek started in my living room. And it's kind of a bridge between hearing something that's true and actually experiencing it for yourself. So I'll be sharing more details this week, but I just wanted you to hear it first. But I wanted to give you an example of creativity and solutions birthing out of these moments where I choose to accept exactly where I am. I choose to accept it. I choose to accept that moment. I choose it no matter what. So listen, this love that we embody is meant to travel. What does that mean? I want to say something right now that might surprise you. Like when what you're learning here, it's not just for you. It's not. I mean, it starts with you. It has to. But it doesn't end with you. And that's why I give those illustrations of maybe you had an altercation with a friend, or maybe something didn't go right at work. Maybe you weren't experiencing peace, and you can kind of beat yourself up and go, did I fail this week? No. Lean in to the unconditional, unfailing love that you are, because God created you in his image. It starts with you. It has to. But it does not end with you. We're building, y'all, a language together, and that language travels. Love on the road, baby. Love on the road. And so when we will choose that place, choose that moment, right? Know that I'm building language. Think about your people, the ones you love, the ones you're concerned about, the ones who maybe are in their own war with themselves, right? With their past, with the voices that tell them they're not enough. Let's go back to that passage that Pastor Becky brought last week. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 7, love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things, into a powerful picture of an unbreakable refuge. The Mirror translation reframes it beautifully. Listen to this. Love is a fortress where everyone feels protected rather than exposed. What? Imagine that. Love's persuasion is persistent. Love believes. Love never loses hope and always remains constant in contradiction. Love never loses altitude. Y'all, that beauty right there, that ability right there to go, okay, love is a fortress where everyone feels protected rather than exposed. When we think about love on the move and love that travels, imagine being in a room with people that in the past you haven't felt safe with, haven't created a safe dinner. When Dad and I were watching some show, and boy, I tell you what, every time they would hit dinner time, it was like volatile. It was like war zone. You never knew who was going to pop off and say something. It was really so bizarre. But I was thinking about that this morning. Love is a fortress for everyone. Imagine everyone at the hardest table you've ever been. Maybe it was Thanksgiving table with family who you have. Some are conservative, some are liberal, and they're... Imagine that table where love is the fortress where everyone feels protected. They don't have to change what they believe. They just feel protected. Why? Because of love. Because love's persuasion keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And y'all, true love, it covers vulnerability rather than exploiting it. That is when we can trust, okay, we're trusting this right now, right? When we trust that love covers that vulnerable place, that creates, and I see that, yeah, it's hard sometimes to accept the pain and fatigue as it is, but the fact is if that's where you are, that's where you are. By saying, okay, I accept how I'm feeling in this moment. I am covering it in love that cannot fail. You begin to open up space for solutions. You begin to open up space for the creative solution to come. It literally creates a safe psychological and emotional, let's call it a harbor, where people can drop their guards without fear of judgment, shame, or rejection. So now replace it with I. I create safe psychological and emotional harbors where people and myself can drop my guard. They can drop their guard without fear of judgment, shame, or rejection. Y'all, the church hasn't always been that for people. And I just believe we're getting there. We're getting better and better and better and better at that. And the fact is you don't have to have a curriculum. You don't have to have all the right words. You don't have to fix everything. All it takes is a moment, a tiny moment of movement where you look at someone and through your presence, through your words, through just how you are with them, that you're saying, whether you say these words or not, you're saying you're safe with me. You can be exactly as you are. But it starts with us saying, I can be exactly as I am. Let me read this in the chat. This is definitely a challenge. When I know this works, it's for the moment looking around, asking, in this situation right now, am I okay? Am I in the way to err? No. Am I supported in this moment with all I can do? Doctor, whatever, it's addressing the secret panic inside that you don't want to be like this forever. Can I be okay just as I am in this moment? Can I acknowledge that this is the moment or day or tiny part you can work with? I'm not sure I'm explaining myself. You are. It's perfect. I hear you and know you will find this key for your situation. Love has no plan or route for failure. Thank you. That's beautiful. And that is why I am saying really the same thing every week, y'all. It's why I'm saying the exact same thing every week, because if love can't fail and it actually is tangible, I promise you, as we completely surrender to this love. The fact is love works whether, actually, I'm going to take that back. Love works whether I completely surrender or not. Love never fails. Isn't that great, right? But knowing that you're telling your body every day, even in the midst of pain, even in the midst of when it doesn't feel good, you're letting your body know you're safe with me. You can be exactly as you are right now. That's it, y'all. I'm telling you, that's the whole thing. That's what we've been building, because love isn't just something you receive. It's something you recognize you already are. But for so many of us, we had to start with receiving, right? What did I started with this years, 2008. Could you be the best receiver of love that you've ever met in your whole life? And then I was like, I Texas double dog dare you, right? Like, could you outlove me? Could you be a bigger receiver of God's love than I am? Because I learned that year, right before, in 2007, I learned that if I would do nothing but receive his love, that would change everything. And it did, and it has, and it continues to. It doesn't mean that I never have a difficult season. It doesn't mean that sometimes things don't get hard. Because love isn't just like you receive it, but then all of a sudden I recognize that I was receiving something that I already was. So really what I was receiving was not love. I was receiving awareness. It's like the door was open. I saw who I always was. I recognized that love can't fail through Aaron, right? And when you become aware of it, you can't help but to give it away. That's what I'm taking. This stuff travels. I said this week one, I'm going to keep saying it. I did not come here to give you something that you don't already possess. I came to unlock what's already inside of you. That's it. That's what you're doing for the people in your life. You're not giving them, I'm not saying you need to preach a message like this. I'm just saying be love, which is that fortress where people don't feel exposed, they feel safe. And I feel like, social media we see it. There's such a fight. Like people, I just found a site from a friend and I almost thought it was a scam site because all of his posts were so like militant, conservative, and blah, 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 and yelling at people and all this. And I just wanted to, I didn't do this, but I wanted to text him and go, does this work for you? Like, are you like bringing people over to your side the way you're doing it? Like, you keep doing it, so it must be working, right? Like, how many people have you transformed into your position here? And I mean, I was totally being snarky, but it really was true because I was like, what if unconditional love actually worked through us and everyone, no matter their belief, felt the fortress that we were? Is it possible that love can't fail enough to bring us all where we need to be? Wow. What does it look like to be the kind of person who reminds the whole world what they already are? I love that. Y'all know if you've ever been around me, you know I love bomb people all the time. I love it. At restaurants, I'm always gonna give somebody something their smile is gonna go from ear to ear. It's just part of who I am, but it's because I know that this works, y'all. So here's where we're gonna land today. The war you've been fighting with yourself, it's costing you things that you don't even know you're losing. It is costing creativity. It's costing energy. It's costing the capacity to love freely, the ability to actually be present with the people right in front of you. And every time you come back to this, every time you let yourself be exactly as you are, even for a moment, the war gets quieter. It just does. And in that quiet, something happens. And that's where we come back to where we begin today. We're not just building for the good days. We're building the foundation that holds you when it gets hard. Again, I'll go back to that passage in 1 Corinthians 13. Love's persuasion is persistent. Y'all, I'm persistent in this. I am persuading you to love you exactly as you are. I'm not saying you're never going to change. And by me loving you exactly as you are doesn't mean I'm saying that there's not going to be a transformation. I'm not saying that. But if you can love you I'm telling you, y'all, nobody can love my body the way that I can love my body. Nobody can hate my body the way that I can hate my body. So what's my choice? I love me exactly as I am. And from that place, solutions come. I'm just telling you, I'm experiencing my body transform because I let it know every day that it's safe and that it's perfect exactly the way it is every single day. And guess what? It's transforming. Isn't that amazing? Love does not give up when facing doubt or resistance. So I'm just telling you, don't give up, y'all. It stubbornly, like a dog with a bone, it stubbornly holds on to faith in our true identity, potential, goodness, even when the struggle to see it is there. And you can bring that. You can bring that to someone who, we all know, you guys know someone who they may not say it, that how insecure they are, but you see it. You see the self-hatred. You see the way they respond, and it's always a knee-jerk resistance, right? Well, that's someone who just doesn't know they're loved. They're trying to hold on to their position. Love never loses hope. Isn't that amazing? It always remains constant in contradiction. Even in the midst of the contradiction, love is like, not changing my mind. I love you no matter what. That's epic, right? Because love operates from a higher perspective. Love remembers itself to success in the face of failure. That's amazing. It stays elevated above offenses towards yourself or someone else. It stays there. That's amazing. So one more time, let's do this somatic exercise. Then we'll open it up and we can talk about this. Just feel the ground. Just feel the ground. Feel what's holding you, or your bed, or the sofa, wherever you are. Just feel it. Feel what's holding you. You are supported. You're here. You're enough. Could you just feel that within you? Could you just even say, I'm here. I'm supported. I am enough. Listen, I do this every week. So as I say your name, I want you to experience, Adrienne, you are enough. Dad, you're here. You are supported. Terry, you are enough. Mary, you are enough exactly as you are. Pastor Becky, you are here. You are supported. Marilyn, you are enough. Julie, you are here. You are supported. Susan, you are supported. You are enough. Aisha, you are enough. Y'all, you showed up, and that matters. This is not a meeting. This is an experience of love. Even as you heard me say your name, know love is who you are. It's not just what you say or do. It's who you are. So that's it. I'm going to remind you, you'll get an email this week about expression, and I'm so excited about it. It'll be on the 21st, Sunday. It's going to be a Sunday afternoon. I think that's the best time. I think it's going to be 3 o'clock Central Time. That way it's kind of in between the day before you're wrapping up your Sunday weekend. It'll be a 90-minute, gorgeous, interactive, beautiful expression. You'll get an email with it. We're going to do some really cool things. And you're going to get a preview of my new book that's coming out. Oh my gosh, it's so good. A Place to Be Human. So here's just a few quick announcements before we wrap up and open up the room. If you've been thinking about working with me one-on-one, unlocked coaching, I'm offering a special rate in June. So reach out to me. You guys all have my info. If you've been pulled towards something deeper and need some personal support, coaching, or just walking through some of these things together, just reach out to me and I'd be happy to share the details and see if it's a good fit. Unlocked coaching is awesome. Many of you have walked through it. It's just one of my very favorite things. And also, for those of you who support Seek Church, I changed our receiving platform because it was actually it was costing too much. So I found a better platform that's very secure through Stripe. And so it's all on seekchurchnyc.com, and you can hit the give button and it shows you exactly how to give. Even for people who have done recurring, you'll need to set that up again. But it's super easy, just one button, boom, 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 it's right there. So it's all easy. So if you want to support this, what we're doing, just support what we're creating here, you can do that directly through seekchurchnyc.com. All right, y'all. I think that's it. I think we're good. I love